So I want to talk about this problem that I'm having today with 3DCoat. I come up here to Textures and I go Calculate Occlusion. After calculating the ambient occlusion, you can see that we've got this weird shading, and it seems to be a little bit random from time to time. Sometimes I'll have a strip along the side as well. So I do have a solution for this, but it does pop up in a couple different areas. So to get right at it, if you're having this problem, the answer is in your UV mapping. So I'm over here at Blender, and I go to UV editing, and you can see this going on right here. So I'm just going to do a smart UV project, tab back into object mode, export this back out as FBX. This one here was 02, selected objects only. Back over to 3DCoat, new, import model, 02. Come back up here, go to occlusion layer, and now you're fine. But there's a bit of a problem if you create this hole doing a Boolean. So if that answers your question, give it a try. If not, watch the rest of this video and we're going to get into it a little bit further. So I've got two objects right here and I've moved all their components into their own collection. So you can see the bool shapes are these right here and the non-bool shape is this one right there. So what we're going to do, we might as well start with this one. I'll tab into edit mode, go to face select, get these two right here, and I want to inset that down, delete the face, zoom in here, get that edge, hold down shift, get the other edge, bridge edge loops, back into object mode. Then if I were to export this right now, I would have the shading issue. So I go over to my UV editor, hit A for all. You can see that same problem we had before. Come up here, smart UV project, hit OK. Now we're good. So we'll leave that as is, and then we'll go back over here to layout for just cleanliness. And then what I want to do is I'm going to take this one right here and I'm going to add in a Boolean modifier. I'm going to remove that object right there from it. I'll hide that cylinder. And that's what we end up with. Now, I'm going to export this as an FBX. I'll make this one be 01. Selected objects only. Back to 3DCoat, new. And as you can see, we've got the same problem. It's different. It's often different. So then we'll come back here and we'll go to UV editing, and you see where our problem presents itself. Because if I want to unwrap this, well, the Boolean hasn't been applied. But I'll go ahead and do it anyways. I think you can see that just this, it's not going to work. So I'll tab back into object mode, I'll unhide my cutter, and then I will tab into edit mode, go to smart UV project. On that object, come back out, hide the cutter, select the object, export FBX, we'll go as 01 selected objects, and just so you can see, apply modifiers is checked, we'll export that. And we still have the band. So as far as I can tell right now, the only way I'm going to be able to do this is if I apply the modifier and then go back and regenerate the UVs. But before I do that, I think that this could make it a little bit more usable. I'm going to select both of these, Control D, move those over here. You see where I'm going with this? Then I'm going to select this one here and I'm going to apply the modifier here on this one. Hide that cutter. Go to UV edit, smart UV project, tab back into object mode. And now we're fine. So those are kind of the steps that you need to take if you're getting that kind of distortion. It really comes down to it's your UV unwrapping. But again, if you're using Booleans, then you're going to have to take a couple more steps because just applying the modifiers on the way out is not going to get you to where you want to be.